Ruthless exploitation of cabin crew by Ryanair is exposed today by a Daily Mail investigation. The budget airline's stewards are being made to work unpaid for as many as 5 hours in a day, an undercover reporter found after spending last month as a trainee. Under brutal conditions, they earn money only when in the air, as well as commission on in-flight sales. It means the many hours on the ground, cleaning, security checks and during flight delays, are unpaid. The conditions apply to thousands of cabin crew hired by third-party agencies for Ryanair. Despite being promised great earnings potential, they typically take home about £11,000 in the first year, roughly equivalent to an £11,500 salary. Some rivals pay between £15,000 and £25,000. The company, Europe's largest airline, made post-tax profits of £1. £14 billion in the 6 months to September, and its chief executive Michael O'Leary earned a pay package of £2. £8 million last year. Lawyers who assessed the mail as evidence accused Ryanair of staggering sharp practice. A probe has been launched by Parliament's Work and Pensions and Business Committees. Staff issues have led to 700,000 bookings and more than 20,000 flights being cancelled by Ryanair this winter. Its pilots last night suspended the strike over union recognition.Ryanair has said it will recognise pilots' unions for the first time. But cabin crew say they are still threatened with the sack if they strike.The Mail reporter was taken on as a trainee by Crewlink, one of 2 firms that hire for the airline. Last year, it had more than 3,000 on Ryanair's books. Overall, the airline has about 8,000 stewards. Recruits were told the unpaid work would consist of at least 45 minutes before the day's first flight, time between flights, and half an hour after the final flight. Stewards hired directly by Ryanair get a basic gross annual salary of £9,616 with a lower hourly flight time rate. They have access to a company pension scheme and sick pay. Agency recruits can apply to be full-time staff after a year, but many are kept on agency contracts for far longer. Many crews said they estimated only about 20% of colleagues were on direct contracts. finance reporter was told she could top up earnings through sales.Until 2015. Ryanair stewards earn commission on what they sold as a group. Now they earn on individual sales and are given strict targets and a raft of hard-selling techniques. Agency cabin crew face costs of least £2,150 for training and £25 per month for uniform in the first year. Of 7 airlines contacted, Ryanair is the only one that hires through third-party agencies, which offer no basic salary. Edward Cooper, of law firm Slater & Gordon, said charging for leaving a job is staggering and wants further investigation. Lawyer Nicholas Evans, of Flight.They, said Ryanair could be breaking the law if it does not record stewards' full work hours, adding, "The evidence indicates there's a lot of sharp employment practices going on." Franfield, of the Work and Pensions Committee, said, "The dice are loaded in favour of mega-profitable companies who are willing to shamelessly exploit workers to obtain a competitive advantage. We will be investigating these allegations further." Rachel Reeves, of the Business Committee, said, "These allegations suggest a company falling well short of its duty to staff." The Transport Committee's Lillian Greenwood said, "Low prices can never come at the expense of fair, safe, legal treatment for staff." Ryanair denied any wrongdoing.It said agency cabin crew's hourly wage for flight time covers all duty time, including on the ground, and full work hours are recorded as the law requires. It said recruits who stay for a year get an annual uniform allowance of £396. Flight delayed? The rules are you're only paid for hours you're in the air by slam. Investigations reporter for the Daily Mail in a classroom on an abandoned airbase in rural Germany, Dorota Sowinska addresses 35 of Ryanair's latest recruits. The air stewardess, who is wearing the budget airline's trademark blue and yellow uniform, is standing in front of a large white flip card. At the top, she has written the words "Flight time. You are only paid for the hours in the air," she announces. This is because the work they do when not flying, including cleaning the plane, checking for explosives, boarding the passengers and filling out paperwork, will be totally unpaid. The significance of this appears to be lost on many of the novices, who earnestly note down the instructor's words. She presses Miss Sowinska, why aren't they paid for so many hours of work? The Ryanair trainer offers no explanation, simply responding, "It's the rule." It is early November and the class of 35 has been flown to the 6-week training camp by crewing, a third-party Irish firm used by Ryanair to hire cabin crew. In total, there are almost 300 recruits, split into 8 classes. The course is a fast track to a career in the skies. Within hours of completing it, those who pass are flown straight to one of 84 bases across Europe. At the course attended by the male, trainees come from Italy, Spain, Portugal, Slovakia and the UK, and are due to be posted to British airports. They soon discover that Ryanair's notorious cost-cutting extends to the conditions for recruits on the course. The Hahn Training Center in Western Germany is on an isolated former airbase with dozens of derelict barracks. The main training building consists of little more than threadbare classrooms.In the thick fog. One student describes it as looking like a horror film. Between classes, trainees queue in the cold to buy food from a breath van that visits once a day. Inside, there is one vending machine. There is also a shuttle bus, so they can get food from an airport terminal a mile away. The closest supermarket is little, a 40-minute walk away along a dual carriageway. To avoid high prices at the airport, most go to Little in the dark after lessons. Their accommodation is a former hotel with a boarded-up reception, dank laundry room and one kitchen for up to 230 people. The showers are often cold. Recruits begin each day standing in front of the class, while their appearance is critiqued. Women's hair must be worn in a French roll, or a bun up to 6 inches in diameter. Nails are checked for chips. If they get the job, the recruits face grooming discrepancy warnings detailing any failures, such as messy hair. Getting too many of these leads to dismissal. The course is very thorough. Hours are spent on safety procedures, training on dealing with bombs, firefighting and first aid. students are failed if they do not achieve 100% attendance.FOR. Every minute a student is late to a lesson, 10 minutes are added to the end of the working day for the entire class. They are often forced to stay at the centre many hours into the night. While the job is advertised as offering great earnings potential and great benefits, the trainees face repeated demands for cash. As well as more than £2,000 in training fees, often deducted gradually from their wages. They pay a non-refundable £435 registration fee and £625 for their bed-only accommodation during training. They will later be billed for an airport ID and uniform, and are charged a fee if they leave the job within the first 15 months. Crewman hires hundreds of recruits a year for Ryanair.Some 90% pass the training, but up to 30% of them have their contracts terminated within the first 12 probationary months. However, they are still legally contracted to pay back their course fees, and any allowance is paid to them. Asked why they persevere with the course despite the grim conditions, one 20-year-old Slovakian said, "We've already paid enough to be here, and we have to pay it back if we quit." Besides, it is better money than in my country. A British girl added, "I've been ringing my parents complaining and they said, by the sounds of it, you are not having a very good time for something you want to do." Others spoke of how they plan to leave Ryanair after the first year and find work with another airline. But many said quitting was too expensive.The airline said conditions at the training centre were basic but acceptable, and the school was certified by the Irish aviation authorities for holding training courses. It said it provided €16, £14 per night accommodation, but recruits could choose to stay elsewhere. A spokesman said its grooming rules were fair and balanced and typical of all airlines.